During our early years, we're not really told anything about a certain reality. Yet as we grow older, this truth becomes harder and harder to ignore. Our freedom is subtly shaped by the strength we possess in our legs. Walking, standing, climbing stairs. Activities that once seemed automatic can suddenly feel heavy. Just imagine this. You're getting ready to leave the house on another morning. But today, something feels different. Your legs are dragging behind you, like they're made of lead. There's a faint tremble in your thighs. Going down the stairs leaves you winded. Halfway down, you pause, you grip the handrail, and you wonder, why is this getting harder? Let me reassure you, it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're doing something wrong. One major reason? Your legs may have gradually and silently lost strength. And here's something you absolutely must hear, loud and clear. Every 11 seconds, a senior is admitted to the hospital due to a fall, often caused by weakened legs. These aren't just numbers. Every fall represents fear, pain, and sometimes a heartbreaking loss of independence. I've seen it too many times in my 30 years working in wellness, and especially through the stories of my viewers and clients. But here's the good news. Weak legs are not a life sentence. And no, you don't need a complete lifestyle overhaul or expensive treatments to change this. In fact, the solution may already be sitting in your kitchen. A few simple, affordable foods packed with very specific nutrients can profoundly improve your muscle strength, balance, and energy. You see, what's happening in your legs is not just aging. It's a medical condition called sarcopenia. According to the European Working Group on Sarcopenia in older people, sarcopenia is a progressive loss of muscle mass and function that begins around age 50 and speeds up after 60. Most people don't even realize it's happening until they experience frequent fatigue, difficulty getting up from chairs, shakiness on stairs, or tragically a fall. The science is clear. By the time you hit 70, you could have lost over 25% of your muscle mass unless you actively support your body with the right tools. And here's something else the medical world has made clear. When your muscles weaken, your balance and nervous system suffer too, making falls even more likely. Falls aren't just accidents. They're a direct result of undernourished muscles and neglected nerves. And the cost? According to the CDC, fall-related injuries cost over $50 billion in the U.S. alone every year, and the emotional toll is even higher. But I'm here to tell you, this decline is not inevitable. Your body is waiting. It just needs the right nourishment. So before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? How old are you? Drop a comment below. Your story inspires more people than you realize. Because what I'm about to show you has changed lives, and it can change yours too. Let's begin with the first food, one that rebuilds strength, improves sleep, and lifts your mood, all in one. Let's jump right in. Although it may be a simple meal, this first food is a foundation of rebuilding power in your legs, and it can start working right now. Food number 1, chickpeas. After years of working with older adults, from age 50 to over 90, one thing has become incredibly clear. Light bulb is often the most humble foods that offer the most powerful and long-lasting effects. Before we dive deeper, I'd love it if you dropped a comment and told us where you're tuning in from. We're building a community here, and every comment encourages someone else to take action. And if you find value in this, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of our most helpful health tips for seniors. If this video is already speaking to you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. We want to hear from both sides. Now, back to this mighty little legume. Why chickpeas matter for seniors. Chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans, often sit quietly in the pantry, overlooked. But they're hiding a secret weapon when it comes to rebuilding and maintaining leg strength, especially as we age. These round legumes are loaded with plant-based protein, up to 15 grams per cooked cup, magnesium, iron, vitamin B6. These aren't just nutritional buzzwords. Let's break down what they actually do for your aging body. Sarcopenia and protein deficiency. As we age, we naturally lose muscle in a condition called sarcopenia. By age 70, most people have lost 25 to 30% of their muscle mass unless they intervene. Chickpeas provide the exact amino acids your body needs to maintain and rebuild muscle fibers, which is critical because muscle mass isn't just about strength. It's about survival. A 2018 review published in Nutrients found that higher protein intake in older adults significantly reduced the rate of sarcopenia and improved functional mobility and lower limb strength. Why magnesium and B6 are crucial. Beyond protein, chickpeas are also packed with magnesium and vitamin B6, a combo that's vital for muscle contraction, preventing cramps and spasms, enhancing energy production, regulating the nervous system. Many older adults experience cramping, twitching, heavy legs, fatigue, and in many cases, it's linked to magnesium deficiency, especially if you're on medications like diuretics or proton pump inhibitors, which deplete your magnesium levels. A study from the University of Massachusetts showed that 50% of older adults fall below the recommended magnesium intake, even those who eat a healthy diet. Vitamin B6 enhances neurotransmitter production, helping your brain communicate clearly with your muscles, essential for coordination, especially in the lower limbs. Clinical research backing chickpeas says something remarkable. A 2019 study by the University of Mercia found that older adults who consumed chickpeas at least 3 times per week experienced a 22% slower loss of muscle mass over a 6-month period compared to those who didn't. That's not just a statistic. That's freedom. That's independence. That's being able to walk unassisted longer. Let me share the story of Jose, a 74-year-old client from Seville. After a fall down his porch steps, Jose didn't want painkillers. He wanted strength. He wanted confidence back in his legs. Together, we made a simple change: chickpeas 3 times per week. He tossed them in soups, blended them into hummus, added them to salads. Just 5 weeks later, Jose was walking confidently around his neighborhood. No trembling knees, no struggle getting up from chairs. That's the power of nutrition, not overnight miracles, but steady, real recovery. How much to eat and how to use them. Start with half a cup, about 125 g, of cooked chickpeas, 3 to 4 times per week. They're incredibly versatile. 1. Roast them with olive oil and paprika for a crunchy snack. 2. Add to Mediterranean-style salads with cucumbers, onions, and parsley. 3. Stir into warm stews or soups with turmeric and black pepper to reduce inflammation and improve circulation. 4. Easy digestion. Soak with baking soda. If you're cooking chickpeas from dry form, soak them overnight with a bit of baking soda. Why? It helps break down phytic acid, which improves iron absorption and makes them much easier to digest. That's especially important for seniors who may experience bloating or low iron absorption. This one small prep step can make a huge difference in how your body responds to the nutrients. The big picture. Incorporating chickpeas into your diet just a few times a week won't just help your legs feel stronger. It may improve your balance, reduce fatigue, boost mood and brain clarity, add fiber and gut health benefits, strengthen your immune system, and the best part? It's affordable, it's accessible, and it works. A humble bowl of chickpeas could be your first step toward leg strength, better balance, and renewed energy. And we're just getting started. Next up is something that not only boosts your leg strength, but fixes those frustrating nighttime cramps that keep so many of us awake. Stick around. Food number 2 is coming up next. Pumpkin seeds. Let's move on to the second food. And this one doesn't just contribute to muscle power. It plays a critical role in ending the nighttime leg cramps that steal sleep from millions of seniors every night. We're talking about pumpkin seeds. These tiny seeds may look like a simple snack, but they're one of the most powerful tools of your muscles, nerves, and sleep. Nighttime leg cramps, the hidden epidemic. If you've ever been jolted awake by a sudden Charlie horse or stabbing leg pain at 3 a.m., you're not alone. According to a 2020 meta-analysis published in Sleep Health, over 60% of adults over 65 report experiencing nighttime leg cramps regularly. These painful cramps disrupt sleep, worsen fatigue, and raise your fall risk due to poor balance the next morning. That's where pumpkin seeds come in. Why pumpkin seeds are a game changer? Pumpkin seeds are often called a functional food, meaning they're more than nutrition, they're therapeutic. Each small handful, about 30 g or 2 tablespoons, provides 37% of your daily magnesium, 14% of your daily zinc, healthy unsaturated fats, and antioxidants. Let's break down what this means for your body. Magnesium relaxes tight muscles, supports restful sleep, and helps nerves fire correctly. Zinc helps protect your joints and rebuild cartilage. Healthy fats reduce chronic inflammation in the joints and muscles, the underlying cause of stiffness and soreness. What science says? Clinical results. One of the most compelling studies came from the Complutense University of Madrid in 2020. In a 6-week clinical trial, adults over 55 who ate 40 g of pumpkin seeds daily experienced a 31% reduction in nighttime leg cramps, dramatic improvements in balance, as measured by standing on 1 foot tests, less stiffness during early morning movement. These aren't theories. They're documented improvements in real seniors within weeks. Let me tell you about Carmen, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Zaragoza. For years, Carmen dreaded sleep. She was waking up every night, like clockwork, at 3 a.m. with unbearable leg cramps. She tried everything: stretching before bed, hot water bottles, magnesium lotions. Nothing worked. That's when I recommended just one small change: a daily handful of roasted, unsalted pumpkin seeds, eaten around 4 p.m. 3 weeks later, she called me nearly in tears. For the first time in years, I slept through the night. No cramps, no fatigue. I finally feel human again. By week 6, Carmen was back to walking her dog every morning. Full of energy, no stiffness. Sometimes the solution isn't complicated. It's consistent. How to use pumpkin seeds effectively. The sweet spot, 30 grams, about 2 tablespoons daily. Timing tip: eat them between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. This gives your body time to absorb the magnesium before bedtime, helping regulate nerve signals and muscle relaxation overnight. Ways to enjoy them: toss into a salad for a nutrient-rich crunch. Sprinkle on warm oatmeal or yogurt. Mix into sautéed vegetables. Or simply roast them lightly and snack on them warm. Optional flavor boosters: sea salt, olive oil, turmeric, paprika, all anti-inflammatory. In addition to magnesium and zinc, pumpkin seeds also deliver tryptophan, a precursor to serotonin and melatonin, helps improve sleep cycles. Omega-6 fatty acids, which nourish nerve linings. Vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects muscles from oxidative stress. In a 2021 review in Nutrients, researchers found that daily pumpkin seed intake in adults aged 60+ was associated with lower inflammation markers like CRP, improved grip strength, Reduce reports of restless leg syndrome and neuropathy. Don't let something as simple as a seed fool you. Pumpkin seeds are nature's nerve tonic, calming your muscles, improving sleep, protecting your joints, and reducing the inflammation that wears down your legs. It's a tiny habit, a handful a day, but the impact, massive, and your legs and your nights have been waiting for it. Now we've addressed muscles, we've addressed nerves, but what about your bones and joints? The hidden structures that support every movement you make. Stick with me, because the third food we're about to explore doesn't grow in a garden. It comes from the sea, and is one of the most overlooked joint rebuilding tools on earth. We've talked about muscle power. We've tackled cramps and nerves. Now let's move deeper into the structure that holds it all together. Your bones and joints. This next food might surprise you. It doesn't grow in gardens or on farms. It grows in the ocean. It's paper thin, easy to miss, but inside it is a force of restoration. Food number 3, seaweed. Yes, that dark green stuff you may have seen wrapped around sushi, floating in soups, or dried in crunchy sheets. Don't underestimate it, because what looks light and delicate is one of the most powerful natural healers for joint pain, inflammation, and brittle bones. Why joint pain isn't just old age. If you hear cracking knees, if your hips feel stiff, if standing up feels like ungluing your body from a chair, that's not just age. That's likely bone density loss, joint inflammation, and cartilage deterioration. According to the International Osteoporosis Foundation, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 5 men over 50 will suffer an osteoporotic fracture. And falls due to weak joints or bones are the second leading cause of accidental death in seniors worldwide. Why seaweed helps? Seaweed, especially types like wakame, kombu, nori, and dulse, is packed with nutrients that directly support bone density and joint repair. 1, calcium, but better than dairy. Easily absorbed. 2, iodine, fuels thyroid function, crucial for bone turnover. 3, fucoidan and laminin, anti-inflammatory compounds found only in marine plants. 4, vitamin K1 and K2 promote bone mineralization. 5, boron, supports joint cartilage integrity. Unlike many supplements, seaweed contains these nutrients in a natural, synergistic form, meaning your body can actually absorb and use them. Open Book, a groundbreaking 2021 study published in the American Journal of Community Nutrition, found postmenopausal women over 60 who included seaweed in their diet 2 to 3 times per week had up to 16% higher bone density compared to those who didn't. Even more impressive, these women reported reduced stiffness in knees and hips, easier stair climbing, fewer balance-related stumbles. The compounds fucoidan and laminin have been shown in lab studies to reduce inflammation in synovial fluid, protect joint cartilage, stimulate bone-building osteoblasts. This means your joints are cushion protected and slowly restored from the inside out. Let me introduce you to Maria, one of the most inspiring clients I've ever worked with. Maria was 70, a retired yoga instructor, full of energy, but she had to quit her classes after developing severe knee arthritis. The popping, pain, and swelling had become unbearable. She thought her active days were over. We worked on multiple strategies, but one change stood out. We added seaweed to her meals just 2 to 3 times per week. Wakame and warm miso soup. Nori sheets with steamed rice and avocado. Seaweed salads with vinegar and sesame oil. In just 8 weeks, Maria's inflammation markers had dropped. She was back to light yoga stretches and smiling again. To this day, she says she feels more fluid, aligned, and youthful, all from a food she used to ignore. How to add seaweed to your diet. You don't have to become a sushi chef. Easy ways to include seaweed. 1. Add wakame to soups or broths. 2. Wrap rice and veggies in nori sheets. 3. Sprinkle dried sea lettuce flakes on salads or omelets. 4. Toss chopped kombu into stews. Flavor tip: simmer seaweed with a few slices of fresh ginger and a dash of sesame oil. This not only improves flavor, it aids in calcium absorption and soothes digestion. Seaweed also contains prebiotic fibers that feed your good gut bacteria, a bonus for immunity and nutrient absorption. Because seaweed contains iodine, it's powerful, but should be eaten in moderation, especially if you have thyroid conditions. 2 to 3 servings per week, about 5 to 7 grams per serving, is generally safe for most seniors. But always check with your doctor if you're on thyroid medication. Seaweed is the silent support system your bones and joints have been craving. It cushions your knees, strengthens your bones, and reduces the wear and tear inflammation that causes stiffness and pain. It's light, yes, but don't be fooled. It's not a side dish. It's a joint rebuilding therapy gifted by nature. Now we've handled muscles. We've soothed nerves. We've reinforced your bones. But there's still one more critical piece of the puzzle, and it lives in your brain-to-leg connection. That off feeling when your legs don't fully respond, or when you feel numbness or tingling, that's your nervous system, and it needs one more food to complete this healing journey. Coming up next, the fourth and final food, a creamy green fruit with brain-boosting, nerve-restoring power. Now that things are settling, your legs feel a bit stronger, your sleep is better, and your joints feel less stiff. But there's one more thing that still needs support, and that's the mind-body connection. You know what I mean? That strange feeling when your legs are moving, but it feels like your brain isn't fully in sync. The odd numbness in your calves, the tingling in your toes, or that brief moment where your balance just feels off. Those are signs of a deeper issue, and it's not just about muscles or joints. It's your nervous system. And for that, there's one final food that can make all the difference. Food number 4, avocados. Yes, that creamy green fruit everyone raves about is actually one of the most powerful tools for restoring neurological stability, nerve health, and balance. Let me show you why. Your nervous system runs the show. Every step you take, every time you balance, shift weight, or recover from a stumble, it's not just your muscles at work. Your nerves are doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes, sending lightning-fast signals between your brain, spinal cord, and legs. But here's the kicker. As we age, those signals slow down. The protective coating around nerves, called the myelin sheath, begins to degrade due to oxidative stress, inflammation, and nutrient loss. The result? Slower reaction time, poor coordination, numbness or tingling in the feet, a sense of disconnection while walking. That's where avocado shines. Why avocados matter for seniors. Avocados are more than just trendy toast material. They're a neurological superfood. One avocado provides: 1. Monounsaturated fats like oleic acid, essential for rebuilding the myelin sheath around nerves. 2. Vitamin E, protects fragile nerve endings from oxidative damage. 3. Potassium, supports muscle contraction and balances fluid. 4. B vitamins, fuel for neurotransmitters. 4. Folate, essential for cognition and cell repair. This isn't just a nutritional bonus. It's targeted therapy for your nervous system, balance, and nerve health. In 2021, the American Institute of Nutrition and Geriatrics studied older adults aged 65 plus who added avocado to their morning meals 4 times per week. After 6 weeks, the results were striking: improved posture and balance, reduced foot numbness, more confident stair climbing, and walking on uneven ground. The control group, those who didn't eat avocado, had no such gains. It's clear, Avocado improves lower limb stability by strengthening your brain-leg connection. Miguel, 79, the retired teacher. Let me tell you about Miguel. At 79, Miguel had one passion left, walking through the park with his grandson. But he came to me worried. He was starting to feel numbness in his feet, and each step felt strange, like his legs were disconnected from his brain. We made just one change. He replaced his sweet breakfast with a new one slice of whole grain toast, mashed avocado, a sprinkle of chia seeds, a squeeze of lemon. Within 4 weeks, Miguel came back beaming. "The ground feels solid again under my feet," he said, "and I can hear the footsteps of my grandson beside me. That's not a miracle. That's targeted nourishment doing its job." How to eat avocado for nerve support. Goal: eat avocado 3 to 4 times per week, about 1/3 to 1/2 of a fruit per serving. Best times: morning, to support all-day energy and neurotransmitter activity. Afternoon snack, for steady blood sugar and reduced inflammation. Easy serving ideas. Spread on whole grain toast with crushed walnuts or pumpkin seeds. Dice into a salad with leafy greens, quinoa, and olive oil. Blend with banana and almond milk for a creamy smoothie. Use in wraps with greens, beans, and lemon tahini. Bonus tip: add chia or flax seeds for omega-3s, which work with avocado fats to boost nerve function and lower systemic inflammation. Special note: fiber and gut-brain health. Avocados are also high in prebiotic fiber, which nourishes the good bacteria in your gut. Why does this matter? Because gut health is deeply connected to brain health, immunity, and inflammation control, all of which impact your ability to move, think, and feel your best. Individually, these foods are powerful. Together, they're transformational. They've helped my patients walk again without pain, sleep through the night, and regain confidence. And now, they can do the same for you. Start small. Maybe add chickpeas to your salad tonight. Snack on some pumpkin seeds tomorrow. Wrap your lunch in seaweed this weekend. And enjoy a creamy avocado breakfast on Monday. Each little choice is an investment in your independence. And the best part? These aren't exotic superfoods. They're affordable, accessible, and proven. If this video helped you understand your body better, give it a like. Leave a comment below. Which of these 4 foods are you starting with this week? And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new episode that supports your journey towards strength, independence, and better aging. Share this with a friend, a parent, or someone you love, because no one deserves to lose their mobility, not when the answer might already be in their kitchen. See you in the next video, where we'll dive into 3 simple exercises that rebuild leg strength in just 10 minutes a day. No gym required. Take that first step now. It's not the end. It's just the beginning.